name is Javid and I'm one of your CELPIP trainers at Aspire Square. And today we are going to discuss about CELPIP's Speaking Task 6. So let's have a quick look at what exactly this task is about. So guys, Speaking Task 6 is about dealing with a difficult situation. So you'll be given any random scenario and for which you will be given a preparation time of 60 seconds and a recording time of another 60 seconds. So in this particular task, you may come across a situation which will be a little difficult one because you will have to do something which you don't feel like doing maybe. So let's have a look. Say for example, in this task, you are given a question which is about that your cousins, need you to go for trekking along with them on a weekend, but you have to prepare for a meeting and they tell you that if you don't join, they will have to cancel the trip. And your manager does not agree to postpone the deadline and says you lose the client if you don't prepare. So this is a scenario, okay? Now, as you can see, we have two options in this particular task, where option number one says either you talk to your cousins and explain why you cannot join them for trekking, with some reasons, of course, or else you can talk to your manager and explain him or her how the preparation of meeting would be handled in your absence. Okay, so because you have a preparation time of say 60 seconds, it is very important that you have some points taken in your rough notepad which you will be having throughout your exam. So start preparing some notes based on whichever person you are planning to speak to. If in case you want to talk to your cousin, then you need to have some points accordingly, and if in case you plan to talk to your manager, then on that note. Now, here are some important tips which are going to help you to prepare for this particular task or any such scenario you come across. Okay, so let's have a look. Well, I have created some important tips, and as you can notice, it says it is a tough situation because you need to call your manager. Say for example, I have considered as if I'm going to speak to my manager. Okay, so I have created one response based on that. Okay, so I need to tell my manager that as I wouldn't be there to prepare for the meeting and postpone the deadline, based on that, I know that he will not agree. So if I would just mention that I have determined to go for trekking, then that will not work. Okay, so I don't want to wish, that I will lose the client. So of course, I need to come up with some better reasons. Well, it is very important the way you talk to your manager. Okay, so first of all, you need to greet your manager like the way I have greeted, and for that I have created some samples. Maybe you can just say, "Hi sir," or "Hi madam," or else you can even mention his or her name. Maybe you can say, "Hi Mr. White," or you can assume any random person's name. Okay, so you need to have an introductory statement, and for that you can begin with a greeting, and then you need to also mention yourself in that introductory statement. So, in that, you need to mention who are you, okay? And along with the introductory statement, you need to mention why have you called him or her, or why are you speaking to him or her, okay? So, for example, if I'm saying, "Hi, Mr. White, it's Adam calling this side. Sadly, something serious has come up for the weekend." Now, this is how you can describe along with some reasons, okay? And make sure that your reasons should be having some justification enough that should last for at least 30-40 seconds, because you will even need to be a little apologetic, okay? So your closing should be a little sorry one, and you need to close your statement and your entire response accordingly. Okay. So I have also created one sample answer, and for which I also have some keywords. So let's have a look at some terminologies that you can include if in case you're planning to speak to your manager. See, one of the important one is inform. Okay. Second is sadly. So the terminologies that I have created, they are based on the sample response that I have made as well. Okay. So likewise, you and your terminologies might be a little different. So do not worry. Just make sure you try to stick to the point you are speaking about. Okay. Say for example, one of it is inform, sadly, prepare, um, that is just an example. Therapist, apologize, communicated, compensate, cooperation. So likewise, you will have definitely some more terminologies based on your response. Okay. So now I'm going to take you through my response, but I will say before you check my response in the next slide, I will suggest you to prepare your response. So that let's see, you may be able to relate, how many points are you're relevant to my response as well. So let me take you through that now. Okay. See, here is one of my response, which says, "Hey, Mr. White, it's Adam calling this side. I'm making this phone call to inform you that sadly I will not be able to prepare for the meeting this weekend. My cousin Sam had a skating accident and broke his arm. I have to take him to the therapist for physiotherapy this weekend. He does not have anybody else to take him along. I will need to drop him back to the hostel as well. And as I am unaware of how much time the therapy will take, I will have to wait there along with him. I apologize for the short notice, but my cousin just had the injury this evening. I communicated Brian at department and he confirmed he would be glad to handle my preparation of meeting for the weekend. So you will not have to postpone the deadline. I would be glad to compensate by giving additional hours next week to cover up for my leave. I genuinely respect your cooperation in this regard and I will continue preparation next week to have the client." So if in case you are able to frame approximately 8 to 10 points in your response on this task, then trust me, it will work. So, I hope the sample answer and the question has been helpful for your preparation for task 6 of CELPIP. And do remember guys, the task sequence numbers may differ even in your exam based on what all I am explaining. But yes, there will be one such question where you will come across a difficult situation. Okay? Maybe the situation will be a little different, but yes, the methodologies and the strategies which I'm revealing right now, you can surely utilize them for your response preparation. Thank you so much for watching this video guys, and do stay tuned. Shall be coming up with many more such tips and strategies about other tips of other tasks regarding other modules as well. Take care. Bye.